We will now be looking at an online resource called EdPuzzle. To me, EdPuzzle is one of the best online programs for creating videos or finding videos, and I think what really sets it apart is that it also includes the ability to embed assessment directly in the video before you can even continue. So before we get into looking at some actual videos here, I think one thing that really attracts people to EdPuzzle or any program and what they're looking for, especially now, is it compatible with Google Classroom? We find ourselves using Google Classroom to post assignments, post videos, and if you go to my classes here, you will see that you are able to connect all of your classes in EdPuzzle with all of your Google classes. So I find that's actually very important, and it's a huge plus as well. So over on the left-hand side, if we click on the curriculum button, we'll notice that EdPuzzle has curriculums already set in place for elementary school, middle school, and high school levels. And I think what you will find, and when you have some time on your own very shortly to do a little research on your own, you're going to see that a lot of the topics covered in each of these are very close to, if not exactly match, your current school's curriculum. So let's look at high school. So notice they break it down by subject area. So we are going to click on math just to take a look. They then break it down based off of the math topic that you teach. So let's say we want to take a look at Algebra 1, for example. They then even break it down based off of the topic within Algebra 1. What chapter are you specifically focused on? Notice they give you almost a little description so you can find out if it's something you're interested in. Let's say we want to just take the first one, linear equations. And do we want to talk about one variable or two variable equations? Let's stick with one variable for now. And do we just want practice problems, applications, maybe some word problems? Are we just starting out with two-step and special types of cases, or are we really at the beginning with basic and one-step? Let's start there. So there are 4 videos that have been uploaded for basic or one-step linear equations. You'll notice that you can see how much time each of the videos are, as well as how many questions are embedded within the video. So maybe that's something you're looking for. Do you want a lot of questions throughout? Do you just want a couple questions? Let's take a look at this second one, basic linear equations. It's about 3 minutes long, and it has 3 questions embedded within. So let's hit play just for a couple seconds to get a listen.
But I see, when I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3 terms. I see the 2x, I see this minus 18, and then I see this 14 on the other side. To move terms to either side of the equation, you either just add them or subtract them. So again, I'm thinking, well, I want to get the 2x by itself. There's a minus 18.
So what is nice about this is obviously you have somebody who has gone through this and they are now sharing their lesson, and you can see, does it match your standards? Is it not quite what you're looking for? As students go through, you'll notice where the questions pop up. The one downturn is that you could fast forward all the way to, say, the first question, and the video will show you where that first question is happening. Now, if students are excelling and they understand the topic, this allows those upper level students to quickly answer it and move on throughout the course without them having to sit there and watch the entire video if they think they know what they're doing. So if we answer this question here, what is the value of x? 32 divided by 2 would be 16. So they'd hit submit, but because it's an open-ended problem, it doesn't tell them if they're correct right away. So I like to save for multiple choice, true and false. If you're just looking for, number one, instant feedback for the students, they will get that instant feedback right away because it will tell them if they are incorrect or correct. But then when you go to look at your results, you'll be able to see kind of like a bar graph of how did people do? Did majority get them right? Did they get them wrong? And you will be able to then figure out where do you need to pick up when you get to your face-to-face interactions. Open-ended, there's nothing wrong with the open-ended. You would then just have to go through, though, and look at each individual answer submitted by the students.
And then 32 divided by 2.
So you notice after they answer the question, the video picks up, they can make their way to the next question and constantly throughout the video. If you decide that you like a particular video and you want to save it, you can click on this empty box and get a checkbox there. And then down here, you're going to want to hit the copy. And what it does is it automatically will put it into your My Content here. So now here's your video. If you want to stay organized, kind of like I am and like EdPuzzle is, you can over here where it says Add Content, add a folder, and then start adding particular folders or videos to particular folders that match what you're looking for. So that is a glimpse at EdPuzzle. You'll see that it is compatible with things like National Geographic, Khan Academy. The video we just watched was from YouTube. So those are all pluses. If you're somebody who maybe likes to make the videos up yourself, you enjoy that, you want the students to hear your direct voice, I'm going to recommend this program here. So this is called Explain EDU. Okay, Explain EDU. What you can do with Explain EDU, you can sign up for free. And let's say you want to create a video. So the first thing is you have 3 different options here. You can either start with a blank slate, just like a regular background color, whatever you'd like. If you want to import some kind of template, so again, whether it's a whiteboard, green chalkboard, any type of kind of the templates that they already have established here, you could use. Or let's say you wanted a file. You could import a file from Google Drive, from your computer. There's many different ways in which you can import different files from. So just for now, let's say we did a blank slate. So here is what it looks like. Over on the left-hand side, you have a bunch of different objects, like different pen colors. You could change the thickness of the pen color. You have highlighters, an eraser, paint can. If you wanted to import some kind of shape or text, you could do that. If you were looking for a laser pointer, you have a laser pointer as well. So let's say we wanted to talk about an equation here. So let's say we're looking at x plus 7 equals 9. Now, depending on the type of tablet that maybe you do have, I would absolutely recommend this with an iPad. It is phenomenal, and if you have an iPad, maybe you have a little bit to invest in an Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil writes phenomenally on the iPad. Even though, as you see here, this really isn't all too bad either, and I'm just using my mouse and clicking and holding in order to do that as well. So whatever you have the resources for, whatever you feel most comfortable with, there are lots of different options out there. So what I can also do here that is really sets it apart is the narration down here. I can record myself doing the lesson, and I can also have the students listening to me as I'm doing it. So if I hit the record button, it would record my voice. I could then continue what I was doing. Okay, to solve for x, we're going to subtract 7 on both sides. I can change colors then if I wanted to show they cancel out in a different color. And we have x equals 2. Now this is really great if you had, say, a PDF file of your note worksheet or homework worksheet and you wanted students to follow along. You had already printed it out, you already gave it to them. You can upload that and you can work directly on the worksheet. I think it is perfect. Once you're done finished with your video, you could come up here to the export button and you can export it to various places. You could upload it directly to Google Classroom or to a Google Drive or to EdPuzzle. So that is the beauty now in that we can connect the two of these together, and our own videos we can upload to EdPuzzle. Once we do that, we have the ability to then import questions of our own if we want into EdPuzzle, and we can do it exactly where we want them to happen within the video. Like I said, the best thing I think is true and false questions, multiple choice questions, just because we're looking for quick responses here. We want to know, do our students understand these concepts? Do they not understand these concepts? So what I'm going to give you now is you're going to have some time to search EdPuzzle, look at the specific curriculum as it applies to you and your subject area. We're going to split up based off of the subjects that we teach. So all the math teachers will be on one side, science teachers, social studies, English teachers, specials like art, music, and our physical education and health teachers will all split up. And I want you to look and I want you to talk with your groups, and I want you to try to find and save as many videos as you can that you think would be helpful for you and your group with EdPuzzle. You're then going to take some time, and I want you to maybe figure out a lesson or so that you want to create your own video for. So you're going to go to Explain Everything, and whether you use a worksheet that you have or you just use the whiteboard, it is completely up to you. I want you to try to create a video, add it to EdPuzzle, and then embed some assessment. So we're going to have plenty of time to work on this now. I will be walking around each group to answer questions, to help with some different areas of EdPuzzle or Explain EDU. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask as I walk around. I would really love to hear you interacting with your groups, and enjoy. Have fun.